Police Command has arrested 3 inspectors accused of brutally assaulting a 22-year-old man, Jacob Sunday, leaving him in a coma inside the 22 PMF Barracks in Ogudu. According to reports obtained by security analyst Zagazola Makama, the assault took place around 6 p.m. on Tuesday. The 3 officers, Inspector John Alom of 63 PMF Ikorodu, Inspector Sunday Adoga of CTU Base 2 Ikeja, and Inspector Jehovah Usman of 22 PMF Ikeja, allegedly lured Jacob into their room under false pretenses before unleashing a vicious attack. Jacob, who is the son of Inspector Sunday Ochekbo, was accused of having an affair with Sarah Richard, the wife of ASP Audu Richard, another resident of the barracks. The confrontation reportedly escalated when the officers decided to teach him a lesson, stripping him naked and beating him until he lost consciousness. He was later rescued by detectives and rushed to the police college Cottage Hospital in Ikeja, where he remains in critical condition. Lagos Police Command officials have confirmed that the 3 officers are now in custody pending the outcome of an internal investigation. The incident has renewed calls for accountability within the police force and raised questions about the culture of impunity and violence that continues to plague some law enforcement officers. Wow, this is a whole lot of situation, coming up from this barracks. What are your thoughts on this report? It comes in 2 angles. We have the angles of abuse of power. We have the angle of, adultery. Let's talk about it. What are your thoughts on this report?
Atara, let's start from the part of abuse of power.
Okay.
I feel the Nigerian police should firstly be reorientated. Not just, I think maybe to the level they must have gone through some level of orientation.
Okay.
At their beck and call. But I believe with the mishaps and the happenings that have been surrounding them, yeah. I think they need to be reorientated in the sense that I feel in the Nigerian situation, we should have gone past this level of issues erupting in this way. So from the IG of police down to, he should infect it down to his commissioner of police, down to the least corporal in the Nigerian police force, that laws shouldn't be taken for granted. Laws should be taken to one side, and total abuse of power. In the aspect whereby you beat up, you just on one. It happens intermittently on the streets. It happens on the streets in Nigeria. It is not just happening in the barrack. Let's say within the barrack would know. It is happening in the streets whereby the police, whereby the gun and the uniform stands as a weapon for intimidation. No, that shouldn't be the case in Nigeria. So the IG of police should sound the restrictive warning, and persons like this should not just be maybe internal. I grossly disapprove and disagree with such notion of internal investigation when it comes to issues like this, and it will now be within the coffers, and maybe at the end it will be swept under the carpet. No, such notions should not rise. It should be glaring that Officer A has been proven guilty and is facing the law duly. And in times to come, years to come, we will find out that he or she is facing the law duly. And not that because he or she is maybe a friend to one of the commissioners or to the IG, also someone who is a retired, and for that armed forces personnel. For that reason, it has been swept off. No, the law should take its course duly. And this on the part of the adulteral case, it is really disheartening. And if fully caught on the scene, because my concern these days is that, like a scenario that I called yesterday, and when we would say this so-called rumor, I am really against it. There should be a full-brain assertion, or that he or she was caught in the act, and maybe even if it is an adulterous act, we have the Nigerian judiciary. The law is there. So there's no part of we taking the law into hands. And this intermittent recurrence of series of adulteries and all that roaming around, it boils down to our past days in the Nigerian situation, whereby we enjoyed communalism, whereby we had some rights and passage in the system, whereby you don't attempt this. Even in the Bible, it is written that this is covetousness. What is not yours, someone has paid for this, and paid a bride price, and he's legally married. She's legally married, and you are going while he is still fully alive. You're going to no. It is demonic. Is bad. So on that part, that's why I say this so-called modernity and civilization has placed a knife to that which we hold sacred. In those days, we don't have this on the rise, whereby you have situations whereby adultery, although I know one will want to ask and say, was it not recorded in the Bible of the adulterous woman? Well, that is of the biblical allusion. So, but in the African setting, in the African milieu, in the African environment, then this was not on the rise, and we had issues, cases whereby if this even attempts to happen, we have banishment, we have laws that have been taken. So right. The Nigerian law should look into this vehemently to make sure that things like this are not being swept. Things like this does not occur intermittently, does not occur regularly, and the hike of it, it's not in the. They should be eradicated totally. There should be a resounding, strict measure placed in our society to eradicate this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Someone told me a story that happened yesterday. And this story entails a lady that had gone to meet a lady that she suspected was having an affair with her husband. Now, first reaction to the problem was to, try to snatch up the lady, took her phone, poured water on her. Several things happened with, that particular scenario of which I was being briefed on, the event that had happened in that particular place. When you bring it side by side, why do you think, and this is not just for yesterday's case, there are many cases where a partner notices that their, significant other is having an affair. The first approach is usually to turn blame to the person that the partner is saying. Like in this case, you saw that we saw the officers turn blame to the guy that is seeing the officer's wife, when actively it was the woman in the adultery. Now, there are several mechanisms. We have the civil court to try to, fix such family problems, right? But rather, people resort to using, their hands and using aggressive methods to fix, beating, slapping. Do you think that we should move to a society where, if you suspect me of being with your partner, for example, and you are unable to confront your partner, if you confront me, is that good grounds for me to raise a civil suit against you for, for harassment? Do you think we should move towards that realm in society where, because this guy has been beaten to coma, it might be solved, most likely solved internally, since his father is equally, in service. I mean, do you think that we should move towards an area where people would actually spend real money now trying to bail themselves out of lawsuits just because they want to fight or play God when their partners have affairs?
Otaria, in this system, even in the Aluta system, we have what we call 3 C's, the 3 C's. Firstly, the first C is consultation. Okay. The second C is consolidation. Then before the third and the last C, which is confrontation. Otaria, in an issue like this, you don't jump the first C, the second C, and you're confronting. No. You should consult, ask questions, find out and be sure that your findings are concrete. Then consolidation is, we have we want to we have a lot of enforcement agencies where you can sue. You can but taking the laws into your hands by confronting, like what you just mentioned about the issues whereby going the level of snatching a lady's phone. You did not consult, you did not talk to your partner at home. You did not, the one you have at home, that you would have maybe talk to him and ensure that he desists from such act, or maybe ask him a question. Well, the way I'm seeing, the way I feel, maybe you have intention of going to marrying 2 wives also. If possible, if that's the case, you can go into that. Then this is what you're doing. You did not do that. Now you moved, you left the first C, second C, and you went into confrontation. And if in that place of confrontation, something negative had happened, or maybe you that went for confrontation lost your life.
Oh, that happened. That did happen to someone around, I think Monday. It was a triangle. He went to confront the person he thought was with his girlfriend, and sadly he lost his life during that confrontation.
Yes, I heard of such news. So now, okay, imagine that happening, and this same partner will still go ahead in the act. So taking laws into your hands, it is totally wrong. What is bad is bad. Right. There is no partial bad, or there is no partial wrong. Now, you don't have that. The government have not given you that right to take laws into your hands by going to what? Confrontation. You don't confront issues. Okay, no matter the level of grievance. You say he's my husband, she's my wife. No, follow it. We should follow things duly. Let the law take its course. So if at the end you file a civil case, and as such, if the law finds it worthy that person which you filed should be prosecuted, fine and good. But taking it law and you're going to fight now. If this person now that is in coma now, from there passes on, it will not be. It is now a murder case. Right. It has left from adultery will also be there, conspiracy and all that, and murder case. It is now a major case. At the end, it will not be the way you think it. And the same person, okay, the officer, you left the officer, and you left the officer's wife, and you're going to meet the third person, which and you're confronting them. Okay, maybe the officer's wife, maybe they felt that if they have laid their hands on the officer's wife, the officer will so why all this? And you did not allow the officer to take to even act. You were acting on behalf of him. So why all this? So in the Nigerian situation, you should go. That's why I think I'm also hitting it constantly that the Nigerian constitution should be printed and be shared to Nigerians, even on the streets. Everybody should have a copy, even if possible in our local languages. We should put it in our local languages. We should have a copy, and maybe we should have maybe a day or within a week, whereby in our local languages, even if one is an illiterate, is not well read, you can listen to it and hear it that these are the laws of the country. Because I believe with the recurrence of issues like this, I think some persons are now abreast with the laws of the nation. So and that's why they're taking laws into their hands, and that's why they work mostly.